Okay, so as you know, I was targeted by Twin Flame Universe, and they do a Truman Show style formatting to their targeting, which means that some of their targeting is in the real world, and then some of their targeting is converted into this living script that you see them producing through their platforms. They work as affiliates in a narrative network, so there's more than one person all glommed onto one script, and they're all pushing that script forward with their portion of the storyline or their imagination. Okay? They're a part of a group called The Chosen. So there are like multiple different little factions or tentacles to their collective intelligence. This is an actual project put on by people like Yarvin, who's now on the run precisely because things like this are becoming public or being brought to the public awareness. These people are abusing neural and biosurveillance as well as traditional surveillance. So when you hear one of the affiliates pop up like Mami Wata talking about people picking on somebody else's trauma, they're talking about the trauma that they put people through in their targeting, okay? They're also talking about reconnaissance that they might have done into somebody's background, because the whole purpose of this cult is sort of having this like little sharing circle where they all extract people's traumatic pasts and anything that they've been through that might have been shameful or that these assholes deem as shameful, and then they all sit there and have a powwow about how horrible this person is or how horrible that person is, and then they get through it together, and they're now a new person, a rebuilt person, the higher person, the higher self. You're not in your south node anymore. These people are idiots, okay? This is a whole cult of the biggest idiots who have been recruited from like downtrodden lives. So yes, these people have gone through a lot of trauma. They've gone through homelessness, they've gone through addiction, they've gone through a lot of things, and the cult picked them up, sort of bashed their brain in, and then told them that they were going to give them a new identity. And in their new identity, they get to go around persecuting other people so that they can become this higher self or this higher person. Meanwhile, these people are eating everybody else's identities that they target so that they can all become this higher person who has, left their south node, left their issues in the past. And so they take on the identities of new people that they target so that they have new stories and new storylines and new aspects of their identity by introjecting character traits of other people. And this is all done through surveillance. All surveillance abuse. And it's given to them by people like the tech bros who go around targeting these people and then sort of brainwash and condition them and give them the new script, and then they repeat the cycle and they go on and target new people and bring those people into the fold. So you either get down with the propaganda and become brainwashed and conditioned and join this nutter ass cult and their way of thinking, or you just stay targeted by them and sort of become their food so that they can pretend like they're wise, they're intelligent, they have insight on behaviorism, psychology, transformational growth, and all of the things that they're selling online, homeopathy, basically, and a bunch of things that have to do with with electromagnetism. And that's because not only are these people targeting people to bring them into their brainwashed cult and way of thinking and living, but they're laundering actual targeting with neural and biosurveillance or neural technology, okay? So this is something that you would learn about if you were studying the bio-digital convergence. This is something that like a lot of people are discussing, but for some reason we don't actually talk about it on the ground. Everybody kind of poo-poos it like it is an urban myth. It's not an urban myth, and because we're not discussing it, you have a whole bunch of cyber criminals who are being taught how to take advantage of the gap here, the knowledge gap. And in that knowledge gap, they are targeting people's identities, engaging in surveillance abuses, engaging in hate crimes, and also targeting people's assets and targeting people economically so they're unable to take care of themselves or to come after these criminals in any viable manner. So, because there are wealthy people and there are people that are a part of creating policies or that are a part of these think tanks involved in this type of targeting and involved in surveillance abuses, they're also blacklisting you through resources that would be used for counterterrorism. So that's why people like Mami Wata can sit up there and talk about people picking on your traumas or picking on your, things that they learned about you or something like that. Because the point of this cult is to entrap people. And so what they do is they go out and they try to bribe people into giving information about people that are targeted or into making up stories about people that are targeted. And these people want to rewrite your past and they want to rewrite your present and future. Mami Wata is a stalker. She's in a cult filled with stalkers. She does not know me. She does not know my past. She does not know my trauma. She does not know anything about me. What she does know is little bits of information that she's eavesdropped with her cult of people who engage in surveillance abuses. And then from those eavesdrop bits and pieces and the other bits and pieces of people that they recruited from around you, they put together these scripts and these narratives. And then with asymmetry, a group of people, they try to force these narratives on the people that they're targeting and stalking by mirroring them through their content, through using personally identifiable information, bits and pieces, inferences, references, and just trying to sort of direct or point their content at an identity. So Mami Wata is a criminal, but she sits up there and pretends as if she is some sort of a spiritualist. These people are making a lot of money, and they're making a lot of money because the platforms give them the means to do so. Ultimately, it's the platforms that are engaging in the neural and cognitive warfare, and they're using these affiliates as a form of proxy. And they incentivize these people by giving them that monetization and that boost to their egos with the elevation in visibility, which means clout, fame, and all the other things downstream superficially that these people are after. But they don't do any work. Even when they publish books and things like that, a lot of that is stolen from eavesdropping or from taking other people's identities or pretending to be other people's identities and life stories. These people are thieves, and they do all that thievery through surveillance abuses, and that surveillance abuse is facilitated by people who have access. And these people have access through their own contracts, their company contracts, through government contracts, through private/public contracts. These people are abusing their positions of authority in order to create a loyalist base of people like Mami Wata and like these cultists who call themselves the Chosen. And they say that precisely because they feel as though they were chosen by these architects who are producing Stasi networks. Okay, and a lot of that targeting and picking on trauma has to do with the technology that they're abusing, like neural technology, which extracts engrams. Those are memories. So a lot of this therapy talk is built around memories. Okay, it's built around the past, which is why they're obsessed with the inner child and they're obsessed with this like transformative growth, south node, north node. It all has to do with their way of targeting people and the technology that they are abusing. These are criminals.